The stuff that's inside of the book, they actually walk you through that. And not Digital Ocean, but well, Digital Ocean has it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's from App It. I use Imparted. Yeah, they did part it, which is fine. But basically, you have to search the file system first, right? Think about it. Let's see. I'm out. Oh. So when I do a df minus h, that partition is gone. So now what else? What would be the next thing you would do to find out if you have an extra drive on your system? It's all right. You can look in the book. You can look in Linux Academy.
Okay.
You have to get back. I know it's been a minute. You like, oh, I gotta go back and think. Oh God, yes, you do. We had 20 people on the call at 22 last night, Lolita.
Wow. Wow, that's good. So if we do a DF dash space dash H and we don't see a drive,
When you do that, all you're doing is
displaying
we're
what's mounted, right?
yep,
So I could have a partition, but it's not mounted.
right.
Um,
So F disk minus L.
I knew it was F disk. I just didn't know what else it was. Okay, F disk. Because F disk is going to display all your partitions, right?
Mm-hmm. Let's look at that. No. RPM dash QA. No. Let me do. What provides? Well, which F disk? And then what provides user SPN F disk. Oh, I forgot my S. All right, it says util Linux. So RPM dash QILC. That's files by package util Linux. Oh, files. All right, so it does have a man page. It has a man page for raw devices. It has a man page for everything. So let's do a man util dash Linux. Nothing. So I got to do a man 8. Let's see. No. So let's see. There's F disk right there. Man, I bet you if I do man 8 F disk, maybe man 8 F disk. No. All right. So let's do what is nothing. Is this how you spell it? Apropos? Is that it?
And apropos with an F and with an O in there.
Oh, there you go.
APROPOS.
Ah, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So they say there's a man page for F disk, right? Oh, it's a man 8. CF disk, F disk. And why it's not coming up, I don't know. Let's see. I did a man 8 util. Yeah, see, I did a man 8 util dash Linux, and it did not like that. And then man util dash Linux, nothing. And man F disk, yeah, nothing. That's not gonna help you on the test. But F disk minus dash dash help. So you can do. See, they don't show you the dash L. See that?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. List the partition tables,
Oh, look for this.
and you can put options in there. But if you just did a F disk minus L, I was trying to see if it would give you local or uh other stuff outside of F disk. I mean, outside of the local box. Hey, Linda.
Hello.
So if you do a F disk minus L, you'll see this is our original one, and we can double verify that by going into FS tab. I can't live without Vim. Sorry. How you doing, Linda?
I'm good. How you all doing?
All right. Did
Good.
you enjoy class last night?
I did.
That's good. I
Yeah.
hope everybody got something out of it.
Oh, I think they did. Yeah.
All right. So did you see here? You see it's in here. It's another thing that they go over in class. Your UUID. Right. So you just see that root, and you see it's ext4. So if I did block ID, and then let me go back in cat FS tab, we want to find this guy up there. So this guy is F16. Here he is right here. So this is going to look a little different. On a real box, it looks totally different. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's a VM, and it's got it as a dev box. Let me see something. Let me look at my box. Let's see. You don't like my minus L. See. How do you list on a Mac? Specify, read a partition spec, dash I initialize, dash E edit, dash U is for update. We don't want to update. Uh, let's see something here. Okay, so I had the F disk /dev disk 1. Oh, you don't like it? It won't list it for me. I don't want to let me go into it because I'm on it. But either way it go, as you can see, it's /dev disk 1. Let me see something. Let me see if I can block ID. Yeah, I don't like that either. Homebrew. I think it's homebrew. Install block ID. Oh, it's brew install. It's not homebrew. Let's see if it'll find it for me. But basically, what we're trying to show here is your block ID. And this is how it looks when it's character devices. That's why I just want to show you something different. This is what it's supposed to look like when it's an actual file system. And you see it inside the partition. Remember, I got rid of it. I unmounted it, but it's still there, right? So it sees it as /dev SD1, whereas the local one, because we're out here in the cloud, it looks at it as a dev as a character device, dev block, ls dev block. Yeah, see, and then let me go back up here and see now. Yeah, the pointer is over the VDA. There you go. So they've got it set up as a block device, and then they pointed it back to VDA. VDA VDA1. VDA1 is the partition they created off of VDA. And it looks like they created another partition called VD15. And that's this guy here. That's some BIOS that they did. Yeah. And then the one I added for your partition is this guy. And it's of this UUID. And it only gets that UUID after you make the file system type. And then here. So let's walk through it again. So if I do fdisk -L, you'll see I already have that information there. See, I created it. So let's delete that. So let's fdisk /dev sda1. You can do M for your help, but in this case we want to delete. So you hit delete, and you can have it print in case you want to see everything. You see it's SD1, but we're gonna delete it. So we're gonna delete that. And remember, I do a part probe again. I think in the book they have you run another one, but they both do the same thing. And then now if we went back to block ID, oh, look at it still there. So it needs to get updated. That's what I was trying to show you. But I think, well, no, because we created a partition, we deleted it, we wrote it over, so it should be gone. Let me see what it's a command that you got to run to get updated, because this should go away because we don't have that there anymore. And it's in here. Let me see. There is another command. It's not part probe anymore. Let's look in here what they have. Now you want to PV create. Yeah. Make file system. That's what we were doing before. And this is from your Linux Academy, so I'm trying to find this is a command that you run in order to update not the partition table, but what the bus sees. And I know it's not part probe, because part probe is old. They switched over to something else. Let's look and see. Rel 7 part probe. see, because we need to reread. Right. Yeah, that's what they've been using, but that's rail 6. We want rail 7. It looks like it is part probe. I thought they got rid of that. Because it's not gone. I wonder if I have to reboot. Yeah, force C. We want to force the kernel to read the updated partition table because we just got rid of it. So when we do a part probe, it should have reread it. Let me see something. Let's look at block ID. Wonder, do you have to force the reread on that? So block ID, list all known file systems, find, look up, convert, specify, low level overwrite, filter, label. I don't see nothing where you erase. See, block ID. Let's see something after this. Yeah, we made the file system. Yeah, that's just writing it out. No. So let's go here. Let's clear. Let's do a fdisk. Let's do a fdisk minus L. Let's also see, it didn't delete it. You see that? Let's go back in. Okay, it's gone. Now I want to do a block ID. There it is. Okay, so we did it on 1. We should have did it on SDA, not 1. Did you see the difference? No? Nobody saw that? Lolita, did you see that? Linda?
Mm-mm.
You didn't see it? Okay, so everything has a UUID. So if you do block ID, you'll see these partitions. You see that, you see that, and you see this, right? So I'm gonna highlight that and do a LS. I should do a LS minus L. And you see that's a pointer, just a linked pointer over the VDA. Actually, I can just do a LS minus L for that entire directory. And you see that there are pointers over here to these particular partitions and particular, really block devices. And the block devices I can manipulate. So now I can do, if I do a fdisk minus L, it tells me I have this VDA and it's already partitioned out. And also I see I have a BIOS grub for this one, and then I don't have anything for dev SDA. And if when I do block ID, you see SDA does not have a UUID. You see that? It only gets to UUID until I make it have a file system. So now let's give it a file system. So we want to give SDA a file system /dev SDA. So we gotta first make a partition. Remember, you can type M for help. Let's partition it. I'm gonna say new. Right now it's of DOS. We're going to take the defaults. So we're going to do P and everything that you see right here in parentheses, meaning default is 1. We're going to take that. So yes, yes, yes. And once you do that, it tells you that the partition type of Linux has been set. I just type W and it writes it for me. So now let's go block ID. You see, it has this block ID of, right now it says XFS, right? It took it as a default as a XFS, but I didn't get assigned that to it. I think it's going off of last memory. We'll double check that. So now I need to make a file system. Let's make it a ext3 / dev sta1. So it made me a file system of file system 3. So remember this was up here, right? And it's a XFS. I'll copy that. And then now if I do a block ID, and this is the old block ID, you see that block ID is changed. And it's also telling me it's of type 3. So back in the day, it used to be ext2, and then they came out with ext3 because you couldn't keep up with journaling. And journaling allowed you to go back to where the file system actually was, and without being corrupted. So, and it could do checks and balances. So people would make ext2 and then add journaling, and then they came out with ext3. And then it went from ext3 to ext4. ext4 gave you larger partition sizes. I think ext3 had a partition size of 2 terabytes, so the drives got bigger, so you couldn't partition out anything greater than 2 terabytes. So if you bought a 10 terabyte drive, you couldn't partition the whole 10 terabytes. You had to chunk it up into 2 terabyte chunks for a 10 terabyte drive. But now that's not a issue, and XFS allowed them to grow. Oh, let's see now. All right, so now when I do fdisk -L, you see the number here is 83. That's because it's ext3. If it's LVM, it would say something else. If it was DOS, it would have another number, so forth, so on. And I'll go back and show you that. So now I have created a partition on it, and I also made a file system on it. I can mount it now. So now I mount -t ext3 /dev sta1 over the mnt, and we clear that. And now I can do a df -h, and now you'll see my /dev sta1. When I do block ID, you now will see that I have a new block ID. You see, it's different than what it was before. That's what it was before. It's different. So let's clear that. I can go with an MNT. And before, like I said, I can do touch, hello, and I can do make dir, new dir. And there you have it. That's just creating a file. That's just creating a partition, putting a file system on it, and then mounting it. And then you're able to write. Now, you could have taken that one step further. Let's get out of MNT. Let's U mount it. Oh, I see it CD right over to it. Let's U mount MNT. Just unmount it. When I do my block ID, I still see that partition and everything. I'm going to see that. But let's go back into it. Let's go fdisk but dev sta1. And let's type M for help, and then let's go L. Now when you go L, here's a list of partitions that you could assign. You have NTFS. You can make an NTFS file system. You could make a Novell network file system. You can do a GPT file system. The ones we usually focus on when we're doing this is XFS, EXT4, or LVM. Those are the ones we usually focus on. So let's go in here. Label partition Linux. This is a good one. So as you can see here, they went ahead and labeled it. But you can label this inside of while you're doing fdisk. So label partition fdisk. Let's narrow this down. All right. All right. I don't want a video. I just want to go through and see when did they tell you guys to label the partition. Oh, look. They do it outside of the thing. Well, let's give it a shot. Usually you do it inside, but either way it go. Let's do this. Let's let's create a new one and make it primary. Let's take the default. Let's do a L. Let's label this AE for LVM. Oh, it doesn't like it. Hold on. Let's see. AE LVM. Am I doing that wrong? Hold on. Left to that. Left to that. Yeah. AE. It doesn't like 8E. L 8E. So unknown command. Why is it an unknown command? We list the partitions. When do we label it? I guess you can't label it in here. That's not really true. That's a lie. You can label inside. We don't want to do a sun disk label. We want to edit BSD disk label? No. Let's see. Label with fdisk. Label with fdisk. I have to create the label first? That's parted. No. UDEV. No. LS block. No. It's funny. They don't have it in here. Let me go back to it. I must be overlooking it. Delete it. List the known partitions. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's delete. Let's make a new partition. Partition number. The first sector. Our default in. Partition 1 of type Linux. Oh, that's what it is. T. Thank you. AE. All right. Then write it. And now it tells you, there it is, part probe, and that's the other one I was trying to think of, K part X. I couldn't remember that. All right. So now we've created the partition. We can do a fdisk -L. Oh, look at that. It gave it 83. I think I swore I chose AE, but okay. And now I'll go back and check it though. Let's write it. Make file system. Let's make it XFS slash dev uh, SDA1. It appears to contain a file system of ext3. So it made it of it might have made it of LVM. Let's go in and find out. It should have been of type 8E. I'm sure I put that in there, but I can look at the video and tell you. Yeah, it's of LVM and it's a partition one. So now we can't do that. So now I think this is when you do the pv create slash dev SDA1P1. Did I do that right? SDA1P1. What do you mean it's not there? SDA. They don't like it. I wonder, can I do it on VG Create? Let me see something. Because I usually don't do it through. I usually don't do LVM through there. I usually do. I usually do it through SDA1. I wonder why I didn't pick it up. See, let's look at this. Let's do PVS. Oh, never mind. Hold on. I wonder. Let me look at something. I wonder if you can do LVM on cloud stuff. SDA1. Actually, quit on SDA. Let's delete. Write it. Now, if I do a PV create slash dev SDA. Yep, write it. Done. Then I can do a VG create my test slash dev SDA. That's done. So now I can do a PVS. It gives me 5 gigs. That's my physical. If I do VGS, it's gonna give me my name and the actual partition. I mean, not partition, but the actual volume group size, and then LV create. Dash help here. So give you that. So you can do LV create, and these are all your options. But if you scroll down to the very bottom, you just need the physical volume path. So one thing we want to add is this guy here. Not the extents, but the size. So basically, I do LV create. I do a -L. I'm just going to do 2 gigs. And then you div the physical volume size. What did I call it? My test. You're not finding it. Oh, let's go back in and figure it out. VGS. Yeah. So you should have did LV create /L 2G on dev my test. Yeah, it's not coming up with it. Maybe it's mapper. No, it don't like it. That's interesting. Yeah. Let's see. Do we see a my test? Yeah, I don't even see my test, and I just created it. So I don't know if you can do volume groups on on these boxes. This is kind of like where the bare metal may come in handy. LVS, PVS is there. That's interesting. Let's see, because your steps are as follows. when you're doing LVM. The physical volume, the logical volume. So this is like the FDIS that we were doing. So look, PV create. Let's go over here. PV display. We see /dev. I gave it a volume name. Not usable as 4 megabytes because it has overhead. And then we did a VG create. That's what we did. Here's the LV create. Oh, I need a name. Let's go back. So LV create dash n test one dash L 2 gigs, and then the name we're gonna. I think it's the name that you named the uh, volume group. Okay, it liked it. All right. So now when I do a LVS, I see the 2 gigs. If I do a ls/dev my test, there it is. I see that, and actually I could. It shows you it's a block device. So I've created the volume group, but it doesn't have a file system. So you want to make file system. Let's make it XFS /dev my test one. And now I created that volume group. Well, I mean not the volume group. I created the partition. So now I can do an LVS here. I could do a PVS. And I can do a VGS. So my volume group, this is my physical volume, the volume group that's made on that, and then my test one. But now I can mount /dev my test one over the MNT. And that's 2 gigs and touch hello. There you go. That's with LVM. And that's what they were trying to show you there. So if you notice that LVM, it didn't work out from the perspective of adding it in. Go up here. When we did a fdisk -dev SDA1. Oh, sorry, SDA. And let's print. You see, we don't even see it in there. You see that? It sees it as DOS. That's funny. Let's do something here. Let's do a part probe. And let's go back in. Nope, it don't see it. That's where it gets kind of quirky. So from me to you, if you're on the in the exam, do a fdisk. Do a PV create from the command line. Do all your LVM stuff from command line. That way you don't get confused. But you can change labels inside of the thing. Let's go back. Let's try it. Let's go back and see if we can get it to work. Let's delete. And let's write. All right, let's go back into it. Let's make a partition. A new partition, sorry. That's of type 8E. Write it. Fdisk -L. And then delete that one. Let's go back. go back in there. You know what? I wonder if I can. I wonder if I have to delete it from this VLV remove test one. Can I process volume group test one? Okay. My test. Let's look at this. LV remove dash help. So it's LV remove the logical volume path dev my test one. Okay, then find it. LVS VGS nothing. Oh, it's gone. So when I did it, it wrote it out, but it's still in the it's still showing up here. That's interesting. Let's go back and try it again. New P. Look at there. See, it's gone to 2. No free sectors. P. So let's go back in. It's telling me that it has something. Let's delete. Let's write that. Nothing there. It's totally free. Let's do new. All right. Cool. 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 Of type. You can list the codes. The codes are 8E for LVM. And then write it. All right. So now if I do if I do a PVS, it's gonna show that? No, because I haven't indoctrinated that. But if I do a F disk minus L or F disk minus dev SDA, let's see what we get here. Oh, we know. Oh, hold on. We know we have a partition on there, but it's not showing it as SDA dev one. Let's go. Let's see. Let's do PV create /dev SDA P1. Not found. Let's do it ls on dev SDA. Well, it finds the one, but it don't find the partition that we created. Well, I guess it does. I guess that's what it's calling it. Can't open it and it's mounted. And it's not. So my rule of thumb when I do these things on a test, I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna delete and I'm gonna run through it manually. I do this PV create /dev SDA. Oh, where is it showing it mounted at? You see that? That's. I wonder if I need to do kpart dash help. Let me see. Kpart dash L. You don't like that? Oh, kpart X. Sorry. Oh no, that's what I typed. Nothing. Let's find out. sure. Kpartx should have deleted that. Yum install. That's adding new mount. Disconnect the image from partition mappings. That's an image. Let's see something. Oh, rescan. PV scan. Okay. And VGS scan. Yeah, they shouldn't find anything. But it keeps finding this. Let's see. Can't do that. That's fine. Oopsie. Control A. Uh, so see, it has a block ID. Like it's still mounted. I wonder, do I need to reboot this so it could reread? But it should have reread the device mappings already. Nothing there. Oh, hold on. Let's do this. Kpartx. Yeah, it should have got rid of that. Let's do Kpartx. Let's delete. Let me see if it'll let us go in now. Okay. So it let us do that. So let's go back in and delete that one again. So now I should be able to do pv create /dev sda. It doesn't like that. It does not like that. Let's reboot it. See what happens. Let's see what's going on with it. I know you got questions, right? And y'all just let me keep going. Yeah, you don't have no questions.
Well, I came in late, so I'm just like trying to hang in there.
So I got a question.
Uh huh.
So here we are. We got the device. And when we do our DF space H, it shows all
It shows everything that's
the
mounted,
thing that
but
that's.
so
Go ahead.
be careful with DF
Okay.
because sometimes DF will show. There's a way to have DF show local file systems and remote file systems. So you want to make sure that when you're looking at DF, like you see the /dev, I know that's local.
Hmm.
But if I saw something um like this, it would be, if it was remote, it would look like this. It would look like NFS dash server /dev /exports new dir like that. I know that's
Okay.
remote. I know that's
Okay.
remote then because I'm telling it to go out to this server here and look for this path and mount this directory to, like, it'll be something like mnt. You'll see defaults
Hmm.
00, something like that. That's how I know that's remote. All right. So that was a quick reboot, but okay. All right. Let's go here. Let's go here actually. Now it's gone. See that? I don't know. You shouldn't have to reboot. That's what part probe and part probe and kpartx are supposed to take care of. But now, if I can do the pv create /dev sda, can't initialize or volume group. So let's see. VG remove my test. Yes. All right. I removed everything. PVS there. So VG create uh new name, and we want to put in dev SDA. And so I can do a PVS and a VGS. Right. Now we need to create the logical volume. LV create the name, uh, LG name or LG test. The device. Oh yeah, the size. Let's go 2 gigs again, and then the name of the logical volume. No, the name of the volume group. Sorry, which was, what did I name this thing? New name. And I'm gonna wipe that. Yes. So if I do an LBS, it should be of size 2 gigs. And now I can do dev new name LG test over the MNT. Eroded unknown file system type. No, that's interesting. Ah, look at it. It's not even mounted. I thought I just told them to mount it to /MNT. It's write protected, but it said it's read only. Let's go back. Nothing shows up. LVS, VGS, PVS. It shows that 3 gigs is free. It shows you got 2 gigs. It shows you the logical volume name, the volume group name. Let's go over here to /dev, new name. Yeah, it's there. Let's mount it somewhere else. Let's, just in case. Not mount it. Let's do this. Let's mount it to a new location. Yeah, it still can give me that mount file, unknown file system type. Oh, did I not make a file system? Oh yeah, I sure didn't. You guys let me get away with it. Maybe I didn't. Or maybe I did. Let's go back up to my commands. No, I didn't make a file system. You guys gotta get on me about that. Make file system dot XFS. Alright, now when I do this, that goes away. And that shows up. So here's the steps. VG create. Hold on. PV create, physical volume. VG create. LV create. Make file system. Mount. Partition. That's your commands. That's your flow when you're doing LVM. Now on the test, they're gonna tell you to do things like maybe change the volume group name or change the size of the partition, and that's what they go over in the Linux tutorial here. They have you make a file system, and then they extend the volume group. They extend the logical volume. They walk you through all of that. That would more than likely be on the test. Um, because most people don't use the F disk and just make the partitions. Most people use LVM. So this is going to be on the test. So I would study this really, really well for you to get a chance to embrace it. And then the other thing that's something good to follow in this ACLs. I think you guys kind of got through that, but mounting CIF shares and NFS file network file systems. So here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little fun. Yum install NFS. Well, let me do this. Yum search NFS. Alright, so you want to install. I want to go with yum install NFS. It's utils. Alright. Vim exports. And let's just do 4 shits and giggles now. MNT star. I'll go over this in a minute. RW. I think it's called no root squash or no squash root. I can't remember right now. Read write is alright. It's clear. System control list units is unit file. Okay, that's script for NFS. Alright, so you need to start the server. This is just me doing a server. Oh, you're not gonna have to do this on test. You're gonna have to do mounting the client. Alright, so how do I know it's running? I can do a system control status NFS server. Sorry if I spell it right. It's active, it's running. I can do a netstat -pent and find port 2049 is what it's listening on. So as of right now, I'm out on Google. No, I'm out on DigitalOcean. So if I give you guys this IP address, I'm going to tell you what you can type. And let me take down my firewall for now. So now you can do this. You can type mount -t NFS, and you type this on your box. This IP address /mnt, and then you can mount it to. I would make a directory, or you can just mount it to mnt. So you would type that command on your box. And let me go here. Let me know if you're able to mount it or not.
I get access to that.
Okay, you get access denied. Alright. Let's go over to can you ping it?
Yeah.
And it's gonna read from there. Let's look at this and see. Said the blind man. Where's my other stuff? Okay. I don't want you. I want this guy. Oh man, I keep pulling up the wrong one. This guy. Did it go dead on me? Of course it did. What do you think this is, Tam? Now, there's my Google Cloud box. You know, the Google Cloud thing be blocking you. And where are you doing this from? Your digital ocean box, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so let's go to cloud. Yeah, that's the right one. And then let's go to whenever the VMs decide to come up. Do me a favor, type this. I'm gonna put it over here. Telnet. Well, actually 192. 192.141.141.78.2049. See if you can telnet to that. Oh no, I need to go over here. This is instance 3. So, NFS server.
It says connected to.
Okay, so it's something wrong with my. Oh, did I start the server? I'm sure I did. Hey, who is that? Oh, we'll get to her in a minute. System control, NFS server status. Oh, I did it again. I didn't do new volume. Hey, what happened to my exports? Like it didn't get written over. So let's try it again. Like I didn't save it or something. There we go. Try it again.
Amount?
It mounted.
No. That's
Oh,
what you want to try.
uh-huh.
It came back. Yep, it mounted.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't save it the first time. Maybe I didn't write quick, but I thought I did. Okay, so that's what they're gonna want you to do on the test. It's know how to mount from a remote file system uh, from a file server, NFS file server, to your local box, and that's basically it. You're not gonna have to set up the NFS server. This is quick and dirty. There's more options that you can put in here. Like I can do new vol, which is under, yeah, and I can do this one. I could just make it read only. Um, New low. And Lolita, if you run that same command again, hold on right quick. It didn't like that. It didn't like the word, the R. I wonder why. I wonder if I can just do right only. Just curious. Doesn't like that. So man, exports. You can't just make it right only. Yeah, that's not an option. It's just read right. And those are other options that you see in there. So I can't just do right only. So go here. R. Yeah, cool. All right, try that one, Lolita.
Yep.
Yeah. So it'll let you mount. Let's see. What is a good way to tell if someone has mounted a partition? Let's see. I don't think this is gonna tell me. No. It's gonna tell me locally. How do I know if you're mounted my file system?
You're saying, how do I know that? You on your box.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess I can do it LSOF, but ugh. Yeah, I don't see where. I want to see who somebody else it has mounted my file system. I had to ask that question. How do I check if users mounted remote NFS? That's awesome. That's why I always turn this thing off. That's nice. Alright, so let's see. Well, we know locally how we can check to find out NFS clients connected to my box. That's what we want. Same thing, just a net stat. So, SS tuna. It's the new stuff. Alright, so you should be on 2049. Me going out and you connecting is 107 here.
Yep, that's me.
And then the other,
Twice.
yeah, but it's showing 668. That must be something else. And then 173, 168, 183, 79. Who is that? No, that's me. It's only one person connected. So if you were on the test, you can type SS tuna. or you can type a netstat dash pant, and you're looking for 2049 because that's the port that it runs on for NFS. And that's how you can tell if somebody has established a connection to your box over that port. Did that did any of that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Tune, Linda,
Hmm?
did any of that make sense?
Well, yeah, I do understand the netstat command.
Well, did you understand mounting the drive and
Yeah, I have actually mounted a drive.
Mhm.
So I was just really, watching as it came to the commands you did with the disk volumes and that kind of stuff. So I've
Okay.
never done that kind of stuff, so I'm gonna have to practice up.
Okay. But as a class goal for the rest of the year, I'm just gonna keep incorporating all of RHCSA and all the RHCSE into the class.
Hmm.
As you know, we got the new people and they're gonna be behind. So what I think I'm gonna do is move the RHCSA stuff, advanced classes to Thursdays, and I think on Wednesdays it's gonna be like this is how you set up a VM. This is how you log in. This is how you SSH to your box because you guys are past all of that stuff and you've been
Hmm.
around longer. So I don't want to hold you guys back from training. So I'm gonna probably move us to Thursday, but we're gonna continue like with the elk stack and all that stuff. That's probably gonna fall on Thursday now until they get caught up, and go
Hmm.
from there. I was hoping Walmart Labs would be on tonight. I'm trying to link up with them. They really want to work with us, so um, hopefully we can get Walmart Labs and we do virtual meetups with in and use some of their lab equipment and get some of their training as well too, which will be really
Hmm.
really cool. And they were asking about maybe we should do a meetup, like they want to fly out and do like a physical meetup. I was like, well, all our people are virtual, so you ain't gonna get as many people as you think you are, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So
But
Hmm.
Walmart, I'm sorry,
go ahead.
Walmart Labs is Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I posted it in the meetup today, their link. So they have what they call one ops. So this is their stuff. And they made this they use Puppet. And so um I um I saw them give their presentation at what you call it at Puppet Conf last year. And I was like, man, they're doing, a lot of stuff with Puppet. And so is Wells Fargo. But they're always looking for people, and they have a big STEM initiative, and they want to get more women, like to work with more women. So I was having to talk in Blacks in Technology today to everybody, and I was like, oh yeah, Walmart. Oh yeah, I forgot they got this little one ops because we were talking about the difference between a technology company and who's not. I was like, well, they produce this, so I think that's pretty much a tech company at that point. So they open sourced this, and I was like, oh, let me go get. I saw they had a Slack, so I signed up for it and I emailed them. And the lady emailed me back, and I just like, hey, we love to work with you guys. This is what we do. Blah 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 blah. And they was like, we want to work with you too. That's what she said. The next thing I know, she emailed me back with five other people on the email. I was like, I don't know these people.
Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah.
I don't know these people like that. And she,
Apparently, you're getting ready to know them like that.
yeah, I don't know these people. Who these people, Papa?
Mhm.
And so she emailed me that, and next thing you know, it was on and popping. If
Mhm.
anybody want to go to the Linux Foundation, Berlin, October the 4th through the 6th, they just emailed me saying uh, yeah, they giving you $110 off.
Uh, okay.
Hold on.
Uh,
I'm gonna screenshot that
okay.
for you. I'm gonna screenshot
A
that for you.
$110 off.
Yeah, I'm gonna screenshot that for you. I think it goes to my desktop.
Now, you know the daylight people announced the scholarships the day after you lost the price break on the hotel room.
Oh, they did.
That was trifling.
I see. I don't know. I haven't been following them. I have not been following them. When she said
But
when she
hey,
said she wanted to be a
so
keynote.
Linda,
Hmm?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
We can't hear you, Tune. You've been fading in and out all the whole time. You might want to just
oh no,
type.
I stopped talking. You were talking.
Oh, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. No, I was saying to Linda that I had booked the flight and also reserved a hotel,
Hmm.
and I put the receipts on that, travel thing request form, whatever,
Hmm.
and they actually approved me for 1,500 for
Oh, really?
total for
Okay.
my total travel expenses.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Okay.
So do it now.
No, I did. I went ahead and I booked my hotel, and I'm looking at flights now, so I'm fixing to get it finished up.
Yeah. Get while the getting is good with the money. Like I said, I haven't followed. Like I said, when she wanted to be a keynote and not give up nothing, I was like, no. So no. But yeah, this is what they sent over. Linux Foundation discount, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
And help them save 110 off registration. That's awesome.
And it let's see.
Mm,
In Berlin.
Lord. I don't know. I'm thinking about Tyndale, you gonna do the deep dive on Monday?
Yeah, I am going to.
Yeah, I think I might add that to my registration.
Yeah, she also gave me a code for that as well because I had sent her an email asking whether we were needing to pay for that out of pocket. So she said that they'll only give you half off.
Okay.
So then I asked for the code, and so she sent that to me. So I'll paste that. I gotta find it in my email, but then I'll paste it to you in the Slack.
Yeah, send that to me, please, so I can add that on because that looked interesting.
I'm glad
Yeah,
y'all
give
going.
me give me a moment, and I'll locate it in my email.
I'm mad that Tune Day the guy ain't going. I'm like, what you applying for scholarships for? You ain't going.
I know. Well, he let them know, right? Because they said they could give it to somebody else
Where are you ladies going?
Open
Um,
daylight.
yeah.
in Seattle at the end of the month.
Okay, that's cool.
It looks exciting. I'm interested in that hyperleisure project, so I'm gonna try to run down some information on that.
And then they got we got a couple of more things that we got trying I'm trying to do, trying to get more people on, trying to get us some sponsors so we can um get going. Oh, the other thing is, if you guys want to go to the next conference and you can speak, remember you can speak on anything on their night talks. They got their night talk for the security conference. Linda, hint, hint.
Wait, what? What?
Whew, my pressure.
What you, what you talking about, Willis?
So they have. I posted in Slack the Ignite talk for the security conference from the Linux Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they give you a bronze pass. Talk security conf. Security NYC. I think it's called Security Conference or something like that at night. Yeah, see right here. You got to 9. Is it 9:30? Is that yeah?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's 5 minutes, 20 slides. I'm submitting mine. I encourage everybody in here to submit theirs. Um, they give you a bronze package, which is, you know, just a 2 day pass. However, let's look at the schedule. So they have what they call the 2 day trainings, and the 2 day trainings are like this: web application defense, foundations of security science, securing AWS, expanding the blue team, whatever. That's one. And then the tutorials are something else. So microservices security, writing secure node code, website bots, access management, building secure software workshop, Apache drill, Docker security, Python to automate forensics, which would probably be pretty good there.
Hmm.
And then you get the bronze package. So let's go here. The bronze package is 1,500 for right now with the early bird, but you get that for free. And then you get all networking events, the sponsor pavilion, Safari Pro for 3 months, and then you get a chance to see the keynotes Tuesday and Wednesday. The
Hmm.
tutorials are on Monday.
Hmm.
So it's worth applying and seeing if you get it.
Well, timing wise, it's not good for me, but I will keep it in mind in the future. Actually, me and Hacktress are going to put a talk together pretty soon here.
Did you get
So,
your slot filled for the 17th?
no, we pushed it to October.
And you just not telling me? Then I'm free then.
Oh, October, you free?
Yeah. October is free for me then.
Yeah, we're gonna put something together because so next time something come up, I'll be ready to roll.
Okay. But Tune, Lolita, go apply. Just make up something. They have look, they have one lady, she gave a speech on how to pick out a bra.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Mm.
security related. It doesn't have to be like technical. No, somebody else gave one like how to give the worst tech conference talk ever.
Oh my gosh.
They're fun. They're fun talks. That's all they are. They're fun talks. So that's why they have.
Mm. Mm.
And these talks when you like pass to the conference or
Yeah, they give you a pass to
if
the
you're
conference. So
speaking.
so you get 5 minutes to talk. You get 20 slides. They tell you to memorize your slides. Basically, send your message out on what you want to say, and then the slides automatically rotate. You don't have to click anything. You're just gonna be standing there talking to people. 5 hot minutes. You're like, well, that's all I
Mm.
got for you. Deuces.
There's a lot of them on YouTube.
Uh
Can I
huh.
go? Okay.
Let me go back. That actually is actually at the bottom of the page here.
You probably sent us something like this before.
I'm sure I did. Yeah. Here's the YouTube link.
Okay.
So you can look at it like someone tuning a guitar.
Wow.
We are not who we think we are. Life after arts, redefining the culture fit at work.
Mm.
How I learned to become a data scientist. The lack of women in STEM workforce. 20 bash tricks in 5 minutes. And then they
Mm.
ended with a ignite karaoke. So
Oh Lord.
it's a cheesy way to get into the conference and speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cheesy. I'm taking it. I'm taking cheesy. I'm
All
taking
right, yeah.
cheesy. Yeah, so
You're gonna be great at it.
I don't know. My talk is so you want diversity in tech, huh? And I'm actually, debating if I'm gonna keep it in there or not. But I compare Spelman College to Stanford and
Mm-hmm.
talk about the pipeline of how they say that Facebook said it's a pipeline problem, and when in
Mm-hmm.
actuality, if you compare Stanford to, if you're majoring in computer engineering and you compare Stanford to um, HBCU, out of in particular the AU Center, uh, those engineering degree programs are not at that college. They actually have a what they call a dual degree program where you end up going to like RPI, you end up going to Georgia Tech or like 10 other schools where you get your engineering degree from. So when you make that statement like that, you're actually saying that those schools aren't on the same level as, you know, some other schools that you consider high end when they end up being the high end schools. But
Mm-hmm.
I also want to say and send a message of if I'm a college student coming out and I need to go get employed at one of these companies, how do I get my skill set up in order to get into to VMware or storage administration or any of those things while I'm in college? And the answer is you have to attend the meetups. Well, there's a problem with attending meetups. My meetup is on the same night as the Darker meetup or the Ansible meetup or whatever. So to me, when we talk about diversity, you're talking about the employer, you're talking about the meetups, and you're talking about the actual, the employer, the meetups, and the students. And those are three diverse groups that have no type of collaboration, none whatsoever. And
You
so how?
know, another thing is, like my little cousin graduated from UVA
Mm,
in College of Engineering.
mm,
And, so I go to the little graduation celebration and stuff, and
you
everybody's
feel me?
talking
I go
about,
to the little graduation.
I go, I'm like, okay, I take them a little gift and everything. And I'm like, okay, so what you going to be doing? And everybody is all, solemn and, God is with you. And, um, no matter what, if you decide to go to grad school, if no matter what, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait a minute, how did you graduate from UVA and you ain't got a job yet? What happened here?
That that's what happened. Godspeed. Send you on
What?
your merry little way. We got your money and thank you. God bless you and good night. That's
Like,
what
I
happened.
wanted to, it was so, I didn't want to like dig too deep because, I mean, obviously, they were saying just enough to let you know that there was a problem, but nobody wanted to really say what the problem was. But
Mm,
I'm like wondering, like, didn't you do some internships? Wasn't internships required in your program? Uh, most engineering programs, you got to do an internship.
yeah, no.
Or two.
I didn't have to do one.
You didn't.
Uh-uh.
I had to do one.
What you say?
Huh.
Yeah, that's okay. I can go back and delete it.